Hello everyone. Those of you who have used Bito CLI know the typical chat interface, which is you run Bito. If you've already logged in, it will open a chat interface and you can ask any question like CLI to some last column in a CSV file, and then you get a response. This is great. But can you use Bito CLI for automation? So I'm going to basically cover that particular portion today in the demo. Let me clean the screen out here. So Bito CLI actually supports, two new options. One is -p, wherein a user can provide a prompt file or a file containing instructions in natural language that you would like to run using the AI model. And then a -f option, wherein you can specify the file on which you want to perform that operation. It can be a file. Now, if you don't have a file, you can basically take output of a particular command and pipe it to Bito along with the prompt. So I'll show you all the different use cases. Now let's take, for example, creating a commit message for the changes that you've done to your code, right? So I'm in a specific directory, which is the Bito website. I've just made an example change. Let me run git diff to see what is the difference. I've just changed the address out here, right? Specifically the zip code, and say that I want to create a commit message. So commit message should explain this diff. So I've created a very simple explain diff prompt out here, which says explain in brief the changes in the code diff provided, right? That's it. This is my prompt file. And then to run this, I can basically say git diff and then pipe it to Bito with -p, the prompt file, which is explain diff prompt.txt. I'm not basically redirecting it to a file right now, but I can obviously do that. I would just print it out here to see what does the command actually do. So it says the code diff provided shows the changes made to index.html file. Specifically, line number 240 has been modified to update the mailing address by changing the zip code. All right. This change is reflected in line blah blah blah. So it gives you pretty nice description. You can run it a couple of times if you want to kind of change the output that is there. But now you can use this as your commit message, and you can write a very simple script which basically does git commit with a capital -f option. You can redirect this to a file. So to do that, you can simply write a script like my commit.sh, right, which does git diff, calls the Bito command with a prompt, redirects the output to a commit message file, and then you can run git commit directly. So instead of doing git commit, you can just say my commit, and it will execute these steps. So this is one. Now let me go and show you something else, which is how do I create documentation. So let me actually switch my directory to another code repository, wherein I'd like to create documentation for a specific script file, which is dt_emailsend.sh, right? So let me create a prompt file out here for doc, wherein I just say describe the code below in brief in Markdown format, okay? Because I want to create an MD file. Now with this prompt created, I can run Bito with -p, which is my prompt, and then I can give it the file on which it needs to run, which is dt_emailsend.sh. And now let us see what output it generates, the documentation. So as you see, it basically goes through the code and then provides the documentation, also a few other pieces of information in the Markdown format. You can redirect this to a particular file, and then you have your MD file for explaining the code in this particular file ready. So very quick way to basically automate tasks that you do on a regular basis. Thank you so much.